Please welcome Daniel Kaluuya.
Daniel has appeared in multiple blockbuster hits. His talent has even landed him an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for his portrayal of Fred Hampton in Judas and the Black Messiah. It's hard to imagine a world without Daniel's performance in other films, such as Get Out, Queen and Slim, and Nope. But according to the British actor, there was once a time he was ready to give it all up and walk away from the entertainment industry for good. This topic requires something to munch on, so don't forget to scoop up a bag of turkey, bacon, or brisket beef jerky, cheddar bacon popcorn, and gummy sour bears from rrgsnacks.com, our online concession stand that has thousands of 5-star reviews. Now, let's get into the real reason Daniel wanted to quit acting and the struggles he's faced in his career since he's been in the spotlight. To gain some more insight, let's go back to his time as a youth in North London. The British actor, who was born to Ugandan parents, wrote a play at the age of 9 based on the Nickelodeon show Kenan and Kel. He was encouraged to enter his play in a competition, and he wound up winning. The play was performed at the Hampstead Theatre in London. It was clear he had the passion and creativity to do big things, but he struggled with being restless and distracted in class. So his teacher suggested he should get involved with acting to release some energy. His mom enrolled him in theater school. At the age of 16, he snagged a role in the BBC drama Shoot the Messenger. Then came his role in Skins. He told the New York Times he wanted to attend a university to study drama, but he couldn't afford it. So he continued acting, writing, and performing in plays such as Oxford Street and Sucker Punch. During this period of his life, he described himself as being fearless in terms of the risks he took with his career. But as he watched his friends and associates advance in the industry, Daniel fell into a slump. He told the Talks website that things just weren't going his way. He thought that if he worked harder, he would become a top entertainer. But that wasn't the case. He started to notice there was a bigger issue at play. His opportunities started to dwindle, and he told Essence magazine, "I wasn't getting roles because of racism and all this kind of stuff."
Racism is more pronounced in America. It's the same disease, but it just manifests in a different way, and British culture is way more reserved, so it's more systematic. It's not seen in England, but it's felt, and it's oppressive.
Daniel told the Talks website that he would go to meetings and they would tell him they didn't want a black lead for their project. Eventually, he gave up on being an actor. He took a break for a year and a half and didn't know if he would ever return to acting because he was so disillusioned by the industry. Meanwhile, actor and filmmaker Jordan Peele was looking for a black lead to star in his new movie. While watching Daniel's appearance on an old episode of Black Mirror, Jordan knew Daniel would be perfect for the film Get Out, a horror film about a black man who discovers shocking secrets about his white girlfriend's family. When Jordan reached out to Daniel to ask if he wanted to audition for the part, Daniel was still mentally checked out, but he decided to give it a shot anyway. And as we know, he landed the role of Chris Washington and earned his first Academy Award nomination. But not everyone thought Daniel was a winner. During an interview with Hot 97 radio station, Samuel L. Jackson was very critical of Get Out and stated the main character should have been played by an American. Samuel added, "Daniel grew up in a country where they've been interracial dating for 100 years. What would a brother from America made of that role? Some things are universal, but not everything." Samuel's comments sparked a Black Brits versus African Americans debate and discussions about the shared experiences between people of color.
Yes, he is British. Yes, he is from overseas, and yes, they do experience racism over there. But at the same time, I myself just feel like that role should have went to a Black American and African American, and this is happening more and more in Hollywood now. And I'm not saying that different Black people from around the world, around the globe, don't experience what we experience here, but there is a different degree to it.
Eventually, Daniel chimed in by revealing some of the things he experienced as a black man in England. He told GQ magazine, "This is the frustrating thing, bro. In order to prove that I can play this role, I have to open up about the trauma that I've experienced as a black person. I have to show off my struggle so that people accept that I'm black." While Get Out helped him gain international fame, he moved on to appear in Black Panther, the thriller Widows, and Queen and Slim. But during interviews, he was constantly dragged into conversations regarding race. Unsurprisingly, he eventually got fed up. During a 2020 interview with UK's Radio Times, he told the outlet it was boring to repeatedly be asked to talk about race. He said he didn't want to be pushed into becoming a spokesperson for Black actors and added, "I'm just Daniel, who happens to be Black." After receiving backlash, Daniel tried to clarify his comments by stating he was tired of white interviewers constantly asking him how they could fight racism. Daniel added that as someone who's impacted by racism, it's not his job to figure out how to fix it. Even though more people understood his stance after he explained himself, Daniel couldn't help but realize how being in the spotlight had affected him. He told The Independent he was trying to remain fearless, just like he was when he was younger, but it was harder to keep that spark as an adult. He said, "There are just more voices. I feel like you grow up and people try and project their own insecurities and fears onto you." He also missed having the freedom that came with being unknown. He told the Talks website that prior to starring in Get Out, he was able to chill, travel, go to parties, and enjoy his life. But now that he's known around the world, he has to try even harder to put systems in place that allow him to have the freedom that he desperately craves. In a drastic turn of events, Daniel reportedly fired his powerful talent agents at CAA, a company that represents A-list stars like Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg. He then aligned himself with a woman who calls herself Air Holiness. On her since-deleted LinkedIn page, she also stated she was Daniel's personal manager. According to page 6, people in Daniel's inner circle were concerned about the mystery woman's presence in his life. An insider said that Air Holiness accompanied Daniel as he filmed Nope, and her behavior during filming caused people on set to be concerned about her influence over the actor. The insider added, "I've heard there were multiple blow-ups and the production people were afraid of her." Was hiring Air Holiness Daniel's way of regaining control of his life and reestablishing his sense of freedom? We're unsure. It's also unclear if Air Holiness is still in his life as of this video. Nope debuted in the #1 spot in July 2022 and grossed $44 million in its opening weekend. Some moviegoers think Daniel and his co-star Keke Palmer deserve awards for their performances, and Keke has gone on the record to describe Daniel as being a legendary icon in pop culture. At this stage of his career, Daniel is ready to move on. In 2021, he told The Guardian that he's ready to move into a role that's behind the scenes, like a director. He's launched his own production company and is working on a live-action film about Barney. Yes, the iconic purple dinosaur. If working behind the camera brings Daniel the peace he's searching for, then we support his decision and wish him nothing but the best. If you enjoyed this video, let us know down below. And thanks for watching RRG.